Order up! Welcome to a brand new episode of the Order Up Podcast. Of course, you can find the podcast wherever you currently listen to your podcast. I am Taryn Williams. Thank you so much for clicking on this brand new episode. So, on this episode, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I've been covering kind of games and sports and, some news like that have been happening here and there. But I wanted to get into like a little bit more of a food centric podcast, I guess. I think you guys deserve that since this is the Order Up Podcast. And since, this is a digital chef, subsidiary, of the brand, of the Digital Chef brand, I figured, maybe this is a little more food centric. And I was kind of thinking of what could I talk about? What would I like to talk about? And I figured, you know what? Why not we just go into, favorite food? Favorite food is very basic. It's a very common question you get. And I get that a lot. Actually, I get favorite food and what do you like to make? Is sometimes like what you like to cook can be really hard, especially for me because I enjoy cooking a lot of things, but my favorite food, if you didn't know, is lasagna. So if I ever ask, please come to this episode of the podcast. You can figure out my favorite food is lasagna. And it might be kind of weird because if you know me, I like pizza, I like burgers, I like fries. I love wings. I love all these things. But I've always had a passion for Italian food. Like my favorite food, I think my favorite categories or my favorite type of food is Italian. Like my favorite category, if you will, would have to be Italian. Like I think just pasta, cheese, meat sauce. It's all good. Like you can't go wrong with that, and especially like different sauces and it's very. I think I also like Italian because it can be seems kind of simple. Like basic like pasta or basically like spaghetti isn't really that complicated of a dish. But then you can go into like the carbonara. You can go into like linguine. You can go into like other things. I think chicken cordon bleu is Italian. That might be French. Actually, I'm pretty sure cordon bleu is French. I'm not sure. You can definitely correct me on that because I'm not 100% sure. But I just always loved Italian because I've always loved cheese. Cheese, pasta. It's really good. And y'all know I love pizza, even though pizza isn't Italian, but we won't get into that right now either. But I just love lasagna. I think it's something about like it's very hearty. You can eat, you can get like a nice big piece of lasagna and it can fill you up for dinner. You're good for the rest of the day. And I don't know, it's just something about lasagna. And I also think it's all the love that goes into lasagna, which might be something I really appreciate about it because you have to layer it. You do like a layer of the lasagna noodles, your meat sauce, cheese, or you go pasta, meat sauce. Then you layer it. I think it's something. I think it's the love that goes into lasagna that I really really love about it. And there's like eggplant, there's different versions of it. It's just like how there's eggplant parmesan. I think you can do like eggplant lasagna and stuff like that. You can like switch it in and out. But I think one of the things I love about lasagna is just how much love goes into it, how it can be very filling. It's always really good. And also a big part of why I love lasagna is because my favorite meal of the year that we do is actually kind of like one of the future, like my family doesn't have a bunch of traditions, but one of our traditions is actually the first day of the year meal. It's always fried chicken, greens, black eyed peas. Yeah, black eyed peas and lasagna. Like greens supposed to be money. I think black eyed peas is good luck. I just fried chicken and lasagna because they just taste fucking delicious. But it's like one of my favorite meals of the year. We've been doing it every year for as long as I've been, as long as I know we've been doing it, as long as I've been alive for 29 years. So that's probably my favorite meal. If you grew up watching Garfield the cat's favorite food is lasagna. So I'm pretty sure Garfield's like my spirit animal. But yeah, I think lasagna. So if you ever ask, lasagna is my favorite food. I just enjoy it like a lot. It's kind of funny because I love pizza a lot too. Like I can probably eat pizza almost every single day of the week. So I can cheeseburgers and things like that. But it's just something about lasagna that goes into making the meat sauce, boiling the pasta, layering it all up, baking it off, and then it's something about lasagna. It's like my favorite food. It's just something about it. I never quite delved too deep into it, but it is something. I just love it. Sometimes you don't need a lot of explanation to why you love something. You just love it because you do. So that's it. This is gonna be a very short podcast, but nothing very simple. Just a little something food related. But thank you so much for checking out this brand new episode of the Order Podcast. Listen to it on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever else the podcast is. I actually need to update the website because you can find all the podcasts over on the website. Of course, you can find it on the YouTube channel, Slicing Dicing Gaming Entertainment on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch, Slicing Dicing Gaming ENT. And then, of course, the website is SlicingDicingGaming.com for everything else digital chef related. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Always and forever, Slicing Dicing Gaming. It's not just a motto, it's a lifestyle. Later.